Hey everybody, it's Travis Holzem with Food Forest Abundance, Minnesota, and I'm just heading down the long 3.5 mile gravel road to the Norwood Young America job. And I'm going to turn you around and you can see exactly where I'm at. Got farm country everywhere. Yeah, this is all this land is poisoned with herbicides and pesticides because that's all these people know is corn and soybeans and I don't know, some other cover crops, alfalfa maybe. They don't know the benefits or the value of growing real food. If each one of these parcels of property, all these acres, had multiple varieties of food, all perennials growing, these people would be so rich, and there would be, oh man, there's so much abundance of healthy food for everybody because you would be growing without herbicides, without pesticides, the natural way, the permaculture way, using permaculture principles. And it's the way of thinking for these farmers, and then the government has them by the balls because they supplement them, but you got to grow their crops, you got to have their seeds, you know, whoever. And they're all GMOs. I think corn is like 95% of the corn in the United States. It's all genetically modified. That's absolutely nuts. Think what that's doing in your goddamn stomach. Because it makes bugs and pests' stomachs explode when they eat the corn, because that's what it's genetically modified to do. One thing out here in Norwood Young America is you have pheasants all over. And in St. Paul, Minnesota, when I grew up as a kid, there used to be pheasants everywhere, and then they built the freeways, 35E. Look at that beautiful place right there. I got it almost halfway around, staining it yesterday. Oh, look at that little bunny go. Everyone's gonna start scrambling because I'm here. Because when the cat's away, the mice will play, right? That's when all the wildlife comes out, is when I'm not here anymore. But it doesn't look like the deer have been coming through here much. One morning, one of these raised beds was out of position because I think a deer ran into it. And it stumbled, it got his feet caught in the orange string I had along here when I was lining all these posts up when I was digging the holes. Crazy how looks pretty good. And today I'm going to finish staining this, and I'm going to start wrapping the fencing on. And then once I get the fencing on, I'm going to finish building that door. This will be 2 doors, and as you can see, it's a wide enough entrance to bring a 4-wheeler or anything in here. But I'm going to have a mini skid steer on Monday and finish filling these beds with that, because manual labor for this type of job and the people I've been getting, is too expensive and people are too lazy, and there's just no work ethic in people anymore. I outwork 2 people every day I had them out here. I had 2 people working for me, and I do 3, 4 times, 5 times more than they are able to accomplish in the same amount of time. And I'm doing the complicated stuff. I'm doing all the stuff you have to think about, right? All right, I'm gonna turn you around. I'm doing all the thinking because I have to measure everything out. I have to make sure all the holes are lined up properly, and then I got to set all the posts. I have to make sure they're level, and then I got to put the bottom rails on, the top rails on. That's all, you know, takes. It's easy to screw it up if you're not paying attention. But when all you have to do is put soil in a raised bed, so you're taking a shovel, you're shoveling from the pile of soil into a wheelbarrow. It's not rocket science. And then you wheel it to the bed, and then you take the soil from the wheelbarrow and put it in a raised bed. Pretty simple, isn't it? Well, people don't like to work very hard. So instead of filling the wheelbarrow up all the way, they only get filled up halfway. So instead of getting finished, it takes twice as long because they're weak and they don't want to work hard. And then another worker, probably 20 years younger than me, 15, even if he's 10 years younger than me. This guy would work for 1 minute and then stand up and start holding his lower back like he's, I don't know. I couldn't believe how much I got accomplished versus what I was having him do. I'm gonna kind of explain, because obviously he will never come back to work for me because he's lazy and a terrible worker. But these posts here, I'm gonna turn you around and show you. These posts here, after I got done pouring them and letting the concrete cure, then I asked this guy to rake all the dirt or all this, you know, back into the hole, and then just use your feet to pack it in, and then make sure it's level. Okay, and then the surrounding areas around there, I want it leveled off with a rake. Very simple. I think when I did the opposite side, it probably took me 30 minutes tops to do 12 holes, to fill them and then rake the dirt around them. Well, this joker took 4 hours. Well, actually, we didn't. Yeah, we were here for 4 hours because I just got tired of the non-production I was getting out of my workers, and it was around 2 in the afternoon, so I called it quits for the day. But he started at the first post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was on the 7th post, and I had put the bottom rails on every single section of posts here around this fence, all the way up to where he was working. And pretty sad, isn't it? So then I had to go start doing something else because his lazy ass was not getting anywhere. Yeah, so I didn't pay him as much as he would have gotten paid if he actually worked. But no, I would never have anyone like that back working for me again. If I'm out working you, you're not working. And if I am working, you are working. You're not taking a break. You know, I know it's hot out. You know, it's 90 degrees. Take a drink of water. Have your water right next to you for all I give a shit. Keep yourself hydrated. But you know what? Work. You don't need a long break. This joker was here an hour and he disappeared for 20 minutes in his truck. And he didn't even work for half an hour yet. You know, I'm like, no. You got to go through people to find good people. And unfortunately, this summer has been hard to find good people. I mean, one guy worked hard and worked from the time he got here, and he took water breaks and stuff like that, but he just was a smaller guy, and he might even, you know, and just did not have the production I needed, because it was only getting half wheelbarrows, and I can't have that. I need full. If I can do full wheelbarrows, so can you. I don't care if I'm 220 pounds and I work out daily. You can still, if it's a wheelbarrow, fill it with soil, lift it up and walk. It's simple. But when you come to work for me and you say you can do the job, that's what I expect. And that shouldn't be anything too over the top, should it? But anyway, wow, the horseradish over there is about 4 feet high. I'm gonna cut off some of the